guys, and welcome back to another episode. I forgot if these are called episodes. If it's a podcast, it is. Welcome back to another episode of the Coffee and Ketchup podcast with me, Megan, and with...
It's me, Evangelina.
Hey.
I love this intro. I was so confused.
I know. I think it's because I literally have not recorded a YouTube video in so long. Because at the moment I'm just studying for exams, so I don't have any like vlog content, and then I didn't come up with enough ideas to like fill the time when I'm not vlogging, so I just haven't, nothing's going on. But so like I'm used to, I don't know, I guess I was in the mindset to be like, hi, here's a new video. But then I was like, no, this is a podcast. And then it was like, are podcast episodes called episodes, or are they called something else? And then I was like, what would they be called, you dumb bitch?
Would podcast episodes be called episodes? I wonder.
Well, I don't know. I was like, maybe it's like, I don't know. I don't know what my brain was thinking, but yeah, I'm on my second vanilla latte of the day. So maybe that's the problem.
Beautiful. And that brings us to the what are we drinking section.
What are we drinking section of the podcast?
Well, I have a water in a Christmas cup. So that's it. It's not. I was going to make a cup of tea, but then what happened was my cat keeps drinking from my water cup constantly, so I have to like put it away and get a new cup. And now I've used up all the cups, and I just didn't want to use another one to make tea. So I was like, you know what? It's not worth it. I'm glad you all got this interesting insight into my life.
We have so many coffee cups at home because when I was living in Czech Republic, my mom came over and we like went to a few different countries' Christmas markets because, you know, they were easy enough to get to from Brno, just like 2-hour train journey. Went to Bratislava and Vienna and whatnot. But whenever you get like either hot apple cider or mulled wine at the Christmas market, you can get it in a mug, and like you just pay a bit extra and you keep the mugs. So, like, so many of our mugs are just like from Christmas market.
That's cute though. They have stories.
They're nice. I'm so annoyed though because one of them. So we got like 2 from every place that we went because I was like, you know, we both got something to drink. But the 2 we got from Brno, which is the city I was living in, so like obviously the most important ones, they had 2 different like images of landmarks from the city on them, and one of them, I know the building to look at it. I see it on the mug, and I'm like, yeah, that building was in Brno, but I don't know what it was. And the other one was of like the big church that was in Brno that was like, you know, you see it everywhere, and the one with the church on it smashed. I was like, that was the one I cared about. Aww. And then we have a metal one from Bratislava, but it's the like outer, it's one of those like enamel cups, but the enamel on the outside starting to chip off, which is also annoying. I know. You know that means like, though, more Christmas markets.
More Christmas markets. I haven't really been to Christmas markets. Okay, I've definitely been to one at least. I think I was in one in Germany. I just don't remember, but I remember like, you know, when you just have the memory of talking about the fact that it happened, but you don't actually have the memory of the thing. Yeah, I have that. Yeah. But I'm pretty sure I've been to one in Germany. But now I'm just craving mulled wine. I know it's May and hot, but I'm craving it.
No, I saw hot apple cider on like a TV show or something. I think it was like a Christmas episode of something I was watching recently, and I was like, I want hot apple cider. I was literally sweating in bed with my legs sticking out from under the covers for relief, and I was like, I want a hot apple cider.
I've never had that, but I do make mulled wine every year, like at Christmas time. So I make it myself. I make it really, really good, by the way, just so you know, so you can have some.
Gotta try it when you get home. Get hot apples, get mulled wine, and I'll make hot apple cider, and we can have both.
Be really good. We can make Chinese tea.
I literally don't remember the recipe, but sure.
I remember the recipe, but I can't say it because it's a secret recipe and we have our secret ingredient, which you don't remember, but I do. I remember it so exactly. The only issue is that we did it in a microwave, and I'm not going anywhere near a microwave.
Yeah, so. Microwaves terrify you.
Terrifying. We can do it in
add it to the list. Yeah.
But no, I remember this so vividly. But If for people who are confused, by the way, because I realized we just didn't explain this, I kind of forgot we were doing a podcast.
I kind of forgot we're like recording and not just pre-podcast chatting.
Yeah, so did I. But no, so when we were like 4 or 5, 6, whatever age we came home one day. When I say came home, I mean to Megan's home, not to my home. I'm calling that home now. Came home.
Oh, I
one
thought
day.
it was your home. I don't know.
No, it was definitely yours. But you don't have any memories from like your own house. So, but I
No,
do.
but I suppose that makes sense because I'm in my house all the time, so I wouldn't like retain the memory. Whereas like your house is like a different place. I probably remember it more.
Yeah, and I never remember you coming to mine. So, but yeah, we came home from school one day after reading this story about China. It was like a picture book and how they grew rice and stuff, and they drank tea. I guess we were like, we're gonna make Chinese tea. And we were so excited about it, so we like made this. It's not even tea, like it's orange juice with some extra stuff in it. But like we'd heat it up, and it's so good. And then we would make it every single time that we got together. Every time. It's good memories. It's nice memories.
I wonder if it does taste good, or do we just remember it tasting good?
I can't see why it wouldn't taste good. Like, I know you don't remember the ingredients, and I'm not going to say them because they're super secret.
I think I vaguely remember what was in it, and you're right. It's nothing that like wouldn't go together.
Yeah, we need to do like a video together at some point when we are in the same room. Make it, try it, see if we still like it, or if we're like.
Nostalgia was too great.
Nostalgia seems to do that. I don't know. Makes everything seem better. It's upsetting. You know what didn't make seem better though? So I have like this huge nostalgia for the Jetsons. That show. Yeah. Because it used to be on, so it wasn't on the TV in Ireland. It was on Cartoon Network or Boomerang. It was on one of them in Macedonia. So whenever I'd come to Macedonia, they had different cartoons on. And that was one of them. And I just have this huge nostalgia for that. And I started watching it sometimes before I sleep to like make my brain shut the fuck up so I can actually sleep because my brain is super loud all the time. And it's still great. It's great. I mean, highly sexist and, you know, whatever. But it is from the 60s. So there's that.
I was about to say, TV shows for our childhood weren't the best for representation.
Yeah, but we all grew up okay.
But I feel like it's funny because I feel like shows that we watched as a kid maybe weren't great for representation, but they were great for like storylines and, you know, being interesting and motivational and like being like how to stand up for your friends and, you know, raise your kids right and, you know, all of this stuff. Whereas shows now have better representation, but the storylines are shit and they're all just like, oh my God, prank went wrong. Ha! Like, it's literally like the only thing that is on kids' TV now. It's like, it's not raising your kids to start a revolution. Why don't you want to raise your kids to start a revolution anymore, guys? We kind of need it.
We really need it. I'm not going to rant too much about like specific episodes and stuff, but like, yeah, because we already did a whole video on this, I believe. But yeah, because I said in that one, like there was episodes of Sabrina the Teenage Witch and That's So Raven where it was like teaching about the dangers of smoking and like they can never talk about smoking now because the whole thing now is pretend it doesn't exist. That's how you solve problems. Pretend everything bad doesn't exist. Really great. But the Jetsons is, get this, 30 minutes long. Every episode is 30 minutes long. It has a plot and it has other plots going on at the same time, like an actual real TV show, but for kids.
Like they don't dumb it down for a 1-year-old and then package it up for a 12-year-old.
Yeah, they're just like, here it is. The 1-year-old's going to look at the fucking colors and the 12-year-old's going to follow the story. And that's that.
All right. Should we say what this episode is actually supposed to be?
Yes, let's do that.
So we're today talking about body modifications because we have a few and we want a few more.
When we say we have a few, we mean we have like the most basic of them. Like neither of us have our tongue split. So, or our eyeballs.
I kind of want pointy elf ears though.
I could see that for you. I think that would be kind of cute actually.
The only thing is they don't do them as like a proper, you have to go to like, tattoo studios who do them. There's no like doctors who do them. And I'm like, I'm not putting my, no offense, tattoo artists, you're great at your actual job, but I'm not putting my ears in your hands. Thank you very much.
You're great at
Also, I've got a
tattooing,
scaffold piercing in one of my ears, so like, wouldn't work anymore, but still.
I mean, I still need to get my scaffold like redone. It's been like, when the hell did that bloody thing fall out? I think when I was like 18. And I've been saying since it fell out, I'm going to get it redone. I only have the bottom bit now. And I have a belly button piercing in there, so it stays the right thickness because it's a 1.6 and the other's 1.2. But I need to get it redone. But it's a thing that I have to go out and do. And like, it takes time out of my day.
Yeah. Especially now, you'd have to like pre-book it so far in advance and effort.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mine was easier because it was the same with me. Like, there's a bunch of other piercings that I want that I'm like, it's just, maybe if I've got like obviously not now, but maybe at some point if I've got a free day and I can like make an appointment on the day, I'll like go get it done. But like, I literally only got my scaffold piercing done because my cousin was doing a piercing apprenticeship and she was doing free piercings. So I was like,
why not?
Give me a scaffold. And she was like, oh, that's perfect. I haven't done a scaffold yet. And then I showed up and they were like, yeah, the anatomy of your ear might not be great for a scaffold. And then he looked at it and he was like, actually, this would be a great training for her because you're right on the verge of like, your ear is not okay to put a scaffold in. So he was like, you've got like peak difficult ear. Go for it, Orla.
Beautiful.
And it worked.
I love that. And it did work. And you have a pretty good scaffold now and your ear didn't fall off. So I would call that a win.
I also like barely winced, didn't tear up. They both thought it was weird. They were like, usually this hurts more. And I was like, I don't know. I mean, like usually I'm bad like when it comes to pain, but I just like did not feel it. I don't know why. I'm just going to say that my cousin is a very gentle piercer. It's all her, nothing to do with me.
Yeah, definitely her. And like, I actually don't remember getting mine done. I don't know when I got it done. I have not, because I used to have like, just one up on the top on the cartilage. And then I took that out to put in a scaffold, but I don't remember getting it done. Weird. I must have maybe been 14 or 15.
Maybe.
Some age with teen at the end.
I think you might have been because I vaguely remember you getting it done. Not like I wasn't there, but I remember you like saying you had gotten it done.
Were you there for any of my piercings? I don't think so.
No, I was there for your tattoos. That's it.
Well, like, because I know
you gouged my hand out. Fun times.
I apologize.
I would be the same if anyone came with me when I got my tattoo.
The thing is, like, the first one I got. So it's the one I can actually show the people who are watching this on YouTube. So this is the first one I got. It's and Megan came with me and I was terrified. Like, I don't know if you remember, but I remember I had to do like a little wait when he came at me to do it. And he was like, what are we waiting for? I'm scared. And I was like holding on to you for dear life. And then he didn't. I was like, oh, this is fine. Like it.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, most of the gouging came before the actual needle went in. Once the needle went in, she let go. It was fine.
Yeah, no, but as soon as he did it, like I couldn't feel it except for when it was going right over the bone. And I swear, people think I'm lying when I say this, but it tickled. Like it full on tickled. It was like vibrating.
Well, it is like a vibration. Yeah, so it makes sense that it would feel like that.
But
yeah, mine didn't hurt until it was like the raw skin had been like, the air had been getting to the raw skin for a while. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know that way when you like cut yourself and then the air like kind of gets at it and it like stings a bit? That's what mine was like. But he was like halfway through doing it by the time that happened. It was just like obviously a lot in one small area and then it like started to sting a bit. But that was about it. Like the actual like needle going in didn't hurt. People probably don't know I have tattoos. I have. Nobody take pictures for WikiFeed.
It's okay, you've got socks
wings on I'm not gonna pick up my other leg. I pulled a muscle doing that. I'm very unfit. I've got wings on both my ankles.
It's cute. I like them. But I'm gonna screenshot that and put it on WikiFeed. My evil plan. This has been the plan of the podcast all along.
To get me to put my feet on camera. Okay.
Yes, exactly that. But yeah, because mine didn't have a lot of like going over, because it was just the lines, and it took him. He had it booked for like 15 minutes, and it took him 10 minutes because it was so small. If I remember correctly.
Yeah, mine was the same. I think mine was booked for half an hour, but it only took like 15 or 20. But they were doing like, technically they're like 2 tattoos. So I was like, okay, that makes sense, because they'd have to like prep 2 sites and they have to like roll over and they have to start again kind of thing. But yeah, I feel like, well, obviously it makes sense to overbook the time than underbook, and then they have to clean up and stuff afterwards. So
fair. Should we talk about meanings of those first tattoos?
Go ahead. I need a cough. Sorry.
Go ahead. I'm gonna entertain while Megan coughs and possibly dies, but I hope she doesn't die because I quite like her.
I took a COVID test this morning. I'm fine. Just coughing.
Good to know. Good to know. Yeah, what was yours then? What was your meaning?
So mine are my Hermes wings, is what they call them, what I call them. And it's not because Hermes is my favorite Greek god. It's because Hermes is the god of travelers and also a Greek god. And I like my Greek mythology and I like traveling. And I got them while I was living abroad. So whole thing. My Hermes wings. They're like slightly, I don't know if I've ever said this, but when he put the stencils on originally, I was like standing in front of the mirror. I was like, yeah, they look great, yada, yada, whatever. And then when they were done, the minute I looked at them when I was home, I was like, they are slightly too far forward, because I was an idiot and I was looking at them like, I don't know, whatever way I was looking at them. They're like, they like, you know that like bone that juts out of your ankle? Yeah. They like are just slightly too far forward to look like they're like growing out of that bone. Do you know if that makes sense? Like if you had wings coming out of your ankles, you would think that they would like grow out of that bone, but they're like slightly too far forward to look like that. And I don't care about that anymore. They look fine when I'm wearing heels because of like the way my, you know, like ankle is shifted. They look correct. But when my feet are flat, like nobody else notices it. No one else. Like I think I said it to one other person before. They were like, "You're stupid. They look fine." But you know, in my head, I'm like, "You are like 3 millimeters too far forward."
Yeah, but I mean, it's on your body. You're always going to be more critical of stuff that's on you than other people are going to be. I mean,
yeah,
take my
and it's better existence. Than it's like. True. But yeah, and it's like, oh well, at least now I know next time I get a tattoo to like triple check that I'm happy with the placement, like stretch. I want to get one here. My next one. So I'm like, make sure I like, move my arm in all the ways it could be moved, move my chest in all the ways it could be, you know, like do all of this stuff and make sure that I'm happy with it. Because this one, I don't, in my head, I'm like, they're a little far forward, but I don't care. But, you know, next time it could be worse. At least it happened with something that like I can ignore it and I don't care. But yeah, I'm like, next time,
spend a lot of time looking at your ankles.
Yeah, sometimes I forget they're there.
Oh my God, no, I do that. And I swear to God, I've done this literally about 5 or 6 times. I've been like, you know what would be cool if I got a tattoo of a snake? Oh, wait, I have a tattoo of a snake.
Yeah, so what are your other tattoos and what are their meanings?
Well, going in chronological order, we already did the first one. So that was, what did that mean? So I was...
It meant you were a kid and you wanted a tattoo.
Yeah. Well, I wanted a small tattoo. I knew I wanted to start with something small that I could build on. And the idea was that like, if I ever felt like I could put some like stuff around it, I don't think I'm going to, but I still could. The whole Om thing is because like, I like the meaning of Om basically. And I didn't think too much about it. I just went, that'll look nice. I agree with this.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with getting a tattoo because it looks cute. There have been a few times where like tattoo artists I follow on Instagram will like put up flash and I'm like, I want that one. That one's cute. No meaning. Just, I want that one. It's cute. I mean, I haven't gotten any of them because I'm poor as fuck. But, you know, there's been occasion where I'm like, that would make a cute tattoo, or yeah, I want that one, or, you know, just they're cute.
Yeah, I mean, my second one, and it didn't really, well, okay, it did kind of have a meaning, but nothing too deep. That you were there for that one as well. So I can't show people who are watching on YouTube because I would have to take off my pants.
I don't think they'd mind. I'm kidding. I think YouTube would mind. I don't think the audience would mind.
Yeah, but so it's like how do I explain it? It's like a skull with a snake going through it, and then there's a tree, and then there's some like geometric shit going on. This is a terrible description, but it's really cool.
It's like the Deathly Hallows with a tree behind it, and then some like ornamental like stuff going around it, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the Dark Mark. It's my version of the Dark Mark.
Sorry, that's what I meant. Yeah, not Deathly Hallows.
Yeah, but no, because I knew I wanted to get a tattoo, and I knew I wanted it to be the Dark Mark because Slytherin, Harry Potter, cool, Death Eater, whatever. It's the only tattoo that's actually in Harry Potter that you can get as a tattoo. So I was gonna get it on my arm, and I was gonna get like the original thing, and I was like, I kind of like the style of it is a little bit too shaded.
It's very dark.
Yeah, it's a lot going on, and I was like, I want something a little bit different. So I was looking up at other people's Dark Mark designs, and then I ended up just looking at just skulls just to see, and then I found this design of a skull which I really liked, that had a tree and it had some other stuff going on. So I brought that to the artist and was like, yeah, I want this. Actually, I went to a different artist first. I said, I want this with a snake, and I want to remove these and add this stuff. And I think you came with me when I was talking to him. And he was like, yeah, there's no way that's going to fit on your arm. And I was like, yeah, okay, it might have to be my leg. And then I ended up going to a different artist, showed him, told him what I wanted. He designed the whole thing for me. I was like, this is perfect. It had to be on my leg. I wanted it slightly smaller at the time, but I'm actually glad I did. Well, he said you can't do it any smaller. The detail is going to be lost. I was like, okay, grand. But I'm glad I didn't get any smaller because it would have been too small at that stage. But you went with me, and it added a meaning after I got it. So because I think you said something like, what was it? Something to do with like changing. I don't want to like fuck up your words because you said it, but something to do with like changing.
I don't remember.
Rebirth and stuff, because like the skull and the tree and the whatever, it's all very like rebirth and death and stuff, but you were saying it could be like put on to changing who you are and stuff, because this is when I had kind of stopped being an asshole. So
yeah, so
basically what you said, not in these words, was this tattoo could mean, hey, look, you're not a bitch anymore.
Those are my exact words. Yes. Word for word.
That's what she said to me on that day. I mean, I take that as a compliment. You didn't say it, but yeah, that was that one. And then the third tattoo, and the most recent and the only one, by the way, I was actually been thinking I'm going to do a tattoo tour. Is that what those videos are called? When I get my next tattoo, because people have been asking for it for forever.
Yeah.
So
4 is a good number for a tattoo tour, I feel.
I feel like it is too. I mean, it would be better if it was like a 3 or a 5, but 3 is too little to talk about. So,
yeah.
But yeah, this is for people watching on YouTube, I'm showing this is the third one.
I really like that one.
He's cool. This is Mick. I hate that I've stuck to that. This is, so you know Francis? He named him Mick. I went to school with him. I think you might have met him once, possibly. Or maybe you never met. Maybe you never met and I just mentioned it.
One or the other.
You either met or you didn't meet. It's one of those for sure. But yeah, we had drinks last time I was in Ireland, which was like 500 years ago. We went to the pub and he was like, does it have a name? Like, no. Oh, it's Mick. I was like, he's not fucking Mick. But now I keep calling him Mick, and this is all Francis's fault. Francis also gave me Evangelina scarf, by the way. He came up with that.
His name's all the great things in your life.
Yes. Anyway, so this one has a kind of a meaning, but nothing too deep. So this is based off a crop circle, which I always forget where it was, but I think it was Crabwood. The year was definitely 2002. The crop circle looks absolutely nothing like this, but it is in this shape, and it does have an alien in the same frame. So it's like the gray alien, and underneath it's got this circle of binary code, which says "Beware the bearers of false promises," which I got really annoyed when somebody pointed out to me. They were like, "Okay, so it says this in binary code," and I was like, "Yeah, isn't that like so cool?" And they were like, "Why did the aliens put the binary code to translate to English? Why wouldn't they just put it in English?" And to that I said,
Shut up.
"God damn it." But anyway, so I didn't get the binary code, obviously. But here we have, you can't really see it. So 3 little dots here. This is Orion's belt. And that was very important to me to put in.
The only constellation I can point out in the night sky.
Yeah, because I brought in the design to the guy. I was like, I want this. I just don't want the circle of binary code. And he was like, okay. And I came in on the day for the tattoo, and he was like, yeah, the design's no good. So I made something else. He's like, it just doesn't look good. And he showed me basically this. It was a bit different. Basically this. And I was like, oh my God, I love that. It didn't have a background at the beginning. And I wanted a background. So he did all black. He had on like a drawing pad, no, an iPad. So it didn't like use all this paper. He put in a whole black background, and I went, I don't like that. And he got rid of it, and I was like, no, I don't like that either. And then he did this kind of like fading thing, because I didn't want shading. I wanted like lines and dots. So he did that. And then I was like, I need Orion's belt too, please, and thank you, very important. So he was like, okay. And that was that. And this one was actually really painful on this part of my arm. Actually, no, it was like here where all this black is. It was so fucking sore. Like the rest of it was grand. It was just this bit. The problem I had with this one was the artist obviously had to lean on my arm, because he's doing very important permanent work on my arm, so he has to lean, but my arm kept going dead from him leaning on it. So I had to keep taking breaks just because like my arm was completely like floppy, like horrible dead. So
yeah,
that was fun.
I kind of had a similar thing with mine, because once they'd done the first one, I had to flip over onto my other side so they could do my other ankle, which then meant I was lying on freshly tattooed. Obviously, everything was sanitary and stuff, and I wasn't leaning down on it. I didn't have my legs one on top of the other. I had one, the one he was tattooing on splayed out, and I was like, I kind of positioned my legs so that it wasn't actually lying on the bench. But it was a little like, if it had taken any longer, I would have been like, hold on, I just need to shake out my other leg. It's going dead.
Yeah, no, that's the worst. I do remember, actually, sorry, I just remembered this. So when I got the one on my leg with you, that was, I think it took him 2.5 hours or something like that. Maybe it was 2 hours.
I think so.
But I had to pee halfway through. But the thing was, I had my period, and it was really heavy. And I was so concerned because I was lying down, right? Because he's doing my leg, and I was like, I'm going to stand up, and I'm just going to be covered in blood, and it's going to be awful. And this tattoo artist is a man, and he's not going to appreciate this. But it was fine. It was all good.
Yeah.
I just thought I had to share that with everybody, by the way. You're all welcome.
Fair. I mean, I've been considering the next tattoo I want to get. I've already like emailed an artist, and like I'm waiting for a response. Well, I emailed originally on the 5th. It's the 19th now. I originally emailed on the 5th, and they never responded. But I follow them on Instagram, and they were saying it takes like between 3 and 5 days for them to get back. Like respond to their emails, and I was like, okay, I either like put the email address in wrong or something, so I resent it yesterday, so we'll see about that. But I want to get it on my ribs, in the area which I call my side boob. I want to get it on my side boob, but I was like, I'm gonna have to wear like a bikini top or something when I go in to get that tattooed, because she's a woman, but I'm still don't want to flash my boobs to her. When I'm getting tattooed.
Yeah, it's not the most comfortable, and then you'll be like kind of awkwardly trying to hide your tits, which is gonna make
just
she's
like
gonna have to be
holding my
like,
boobs.
Can you move? You gotta move so I can do the tattoo. You know that, right? What are you getting exactly? Did you say? I feel like you said, and I just didn't take it in.
I didn't say on the podcast. I've told you, I think, before. But I'm getting the Deathly Hallows, but the wand portion of it is a trident, and then in the circular bit I want the symbol from the Mortal Instruments, the anyone knows the book, they'll know the symbol. But because those are like the 3 books I like grew up reading and had like the most impact on my life. Like I joined the Harry Potter Society in college, and that's like where all of my college friends came from. I even got like a part-time job because I worked at the Harry Potter Society. I had 2 jobs actually because I worked in the Harry Potter Society. And then like Percy Jackson got me into classics, which I did in college. And then Mortal Instruments is just like, I just love it. And it's like, it's just taught me a lot of stuff. Things, they're important to me. But I also want to get some like leaves or like something at the bottom, just so it's not just like random symbol like on my skin. You know, I just want to kind of add something else in to make it, I don't know, like sit better by itself. So that's the one that I'm like getting at the moment, or that I want to get at the moment. But then I also really want to get it was originally I wanted to get a banshee and a mermaid on my thighs, but now I want Hades and Persephone instead.
Could you get them?
I still think I want
a mermaid.
Huh?
Could you get Hades and Persephone as a banshee and a mermaid?
As a banshee and a mermaid, maybe. I think I still want to. Well, see, the mermaid was more that like I wanted to get 2 things on my thighs that were like by the same artist, more similar design, and like went together. And I wanted the banshee, and then I was like, oh, well, maybe I should get something else from like Irish, myth or like that from my childhood, because the banshee is like my childhood and it's Irish, and it's like all of this stuff. I was like, oh, well, mermaids aren't like technically Irish, but like they're a thing kids like and whatever. So I was like, yeah, mermaid. And I'm not gonna hate the mermaid, because the artist I want to do it is like really good at like, I would have liked the design anyway, even if I wasn't in love with the idea of a mermaid. But then I was like, no, I want Hades and Persephone. But now I want them on my thighs, but I still want the banshee somewhere. I think I said banshee through like, I've just gotta, superstition. Yeah, I don't actually believe in that old superstition, but that's where the whole I want the banshee tattoo came from.
I mean, I actually was saying the other day I want a banshee, but like there's so many different versions of what a banshee looks like. It's just confusing me. So
see, yeah, because like traditionally banshees are like old hags, but no offense, don't want an old hag on my body permanently. So I think I'd go for more like the charmed version of a banshee with like the white hair and like a beautiful woman with like silver white hair and like pale skin, maybe, or something like that.
And so Persephone and Hades, then do you want them in color or black and gray?
See, this is the thing. So there's this tattoo artist in Dublin that I'm obsessed with, that I wanted him to do them, because the way he's done a lot of like mythological creatures and like goddesses and like different stuff like that. And when he does them, he just has this way, his art style just has this way of like making their expressions look really like feminine, but also like really fierce, like warrior goddess, like kind of thing going on. And I was like, he also does really good like male features as well. So I was like, I really want him to do Hades and Persephone. And he does like all color, and the colors he uses, I feel like would like fade really well compared to like, I know some artists do things in like a lot of darker colors and then they fade they look like really traditional tattoos, like color style, which I'm not hugely fond of. But anyway, so I was like, yeah, I want him to do it. But then recently I've seen this other artist from London who does black and white, and I'm like also obsessed with his work. So now I'm like, do I want them in black and white or do I want them in color? Because I'm like, I used to be like color tattoos all the way. They're all I want, color tattoos. But now I've like seen so many nice black and white ones that are like where the shading is dot work, not like shading, and it's like I really like those. And now I'm like, maybe I'm a black and white hoe. I don't know.
I think I'm not a tattoo artist, obviously. So please, if somebody is and I'm saying this wrong, don't get mad at me. But I'm pretty sure when it's just like lines and dot work, it's called black work, which is what all my tattoos are. So those are all I want. Like, I just love them. Although there's one, so the shop I went to for my alien, it's called Nameless, it's in Skopje. And there's one girl who works there. I think she might actually be part owner. Her name's Ina. and she does these gorgeous color tattoos, like all color, no black lines or anything. She has her own style, and it's absolutely gorgeous, and it actually made me want a color tattoo, but only from her. I'm like, if I get one, it has to be from you, just to have something in your style. Like, I think if at some point I was looking to get a tattoo and I was here and she had like a really nice wanna do or something, I'd just jump. I'd be like, give me it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's my mindset at the moment, is like I used to be hugely into color tattoos. And I think now the only color tattoo I would get would be from that guy in Dublin who's Isnard Bardosa. I think that's his name. I think I'm pronouncing that right. You can look it up on Instagram. But I think like he's the only one I get a color tattoo from now. Like I think, I think I've changed my mind on it. Whereas there are like a couple of people I know of who do black and white or like black work ones or whatever, like in the style that I like.
Mhm.
So I was like, now I don't know what I like anymore. But yeah, I've got years of like getting tattoos ahead of me. I suppose I don't have to like decide on what style I love at the moment.
I mean, you can get a mixture of things. Live your fantasy.
True.
Megan.
True.
Nobody said you can't have black tattoos and color. So I believe in your choices. I believe in you. We got to get our mandatory I believe in yous.
I believe in you. Yeah.
Well, next, I've been actually, maybe you can help me with this, because I've been trying to decide what I want to get now. So I know for sure I want to get a tattoo, like soon.
That's usually where it starts.
Yes. So I have two things in mind. So for ages, I've been saying I wanted to get Siren Head. Do you know Siren Head, the horror drawing? There's this guy, his name is Trevor something. He's an artist and he draws like horror characters, his own things. And Siren Head is like, you just have to Google it. It's just like this really long bodied kind of falling apart zombified thing, but his head is two little siren horns. And then it really picked up, like people made games about it and stuff, and it was this whole thing. And then people didn't realize that you can't just use somebody's character in a game and profit off it, and that was kind of an issue. But yeah, it's just a really cool design, and I've wanted a horror tattoo for ages. So I was thinking of getting that on my arm. I also think that's the only design that would ever fit on my tiny little noodle arms.
Yeah. I'm the same though. I'm like, I kind of want something like right under the elbow crease, but I'm like, I got tiny people arms.
Yeah, it's difficult. But the other design I have in mind is a much bigger one. I want to get like a dragon in the same style as the one on my thigh, the snake and the skull. Same style, but a big dragon from sort of my hip down to my thigh, ending at the same place as it does on the other side. Which is, it would be so cool. So here's the thing. It would just be so cool. The thing is,
your words.
Yeah, this is so cool. I want a tattoo that's going to be more visible, right? Because at the moment, like a lot of the time, you can't see that I have tattoos, and as stupid as it is to want to be like, I want people to know I have tattoos. I do, all right? I want people to know I have tattoos. People need to know that there's something cool about me, because I'm kind of a loser. But at the same time, it's summer, and I'm going to have to try and keep that out of the sun.
Yeah.
When I get it done. And also there is the slight concern of like when I enter the professional world and trying to hide it and blah blah blah, blah, should I wait like 10 years till I'm situated?
Yeah, I see. As you know, at one point, like last year, thought I was going to be a teacher in a secondary school. So, because the one I want to get on my side, the like Deathly Hallows, like book one, I was like originally like, oh, I want to get it here on my arm. But then I was like, no, because I wear my sleeves like this all the time. I was like, no, I can't be a teacher if I get it there, though. Like, it's going to be, on my side, no one will ever see it. If my students ever see that, I got to question what I'm wearing. But, I was like, oh, yeah, but, what if, people see it or whatever. And now I'm like, bitch, don't want to be a teacher anymore. I'm going to be stuck in a lab all day. No one's ever going to see me. It's fine.
Yeah.
I still want it on my side, though, now because I want it bigger. It's not going to fit my scrawny people arms.
Well, the concern with mine is that like, so that I have different ideas of what I might do, but the main aim is to go into clinical psychology, which is really like, ooh, you know, that like it's very pretentious, and it's very, they haven't, it's one of those fields where the mentality of the people and of how, you know, you should behave in the workplace is like 20 years behind, you know what I mean? It's like, it's just very pretentious. The other concern is if I do work with like severely mentally ill patients and I have a horror tattoo right on my arm, like what if I like cause them some kind of hallucination or something? Like, I'm obviously, me saying this, I'm not a clinical psychologist now, so I'm probably spouting shit.
No, but like I get where you're coming from. Like, you know, you're there trying to like comfort someone. It's like horror. Check out my horror image while you discuss like this bad thing that you're thinking about at the moment. Like, totally fine.
Yeah.
Don't be concerned. I mean, I suppose the thing is you could always like wear long sleeves, or you know, there are always ways. As long as you don't get a face tattoo, there's always a way to cover it up.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I'd love a face tattoo and tattoos on my hands, I'm not going to take it that far because
Yeah, I'd love like tattoos on my hands, just like, you know, a couple of those like triangles and you know, just little ones, but they fade so weirdly, like so quickly, and then like it's so patchy and weird.
And also, like, then you have some like time where your hands are like healing, and I need them for very important things.
Especially at the moment. Imagine trying to getting a hand tattoo at the moment with all the sanitizing everyone does. Didn't you put sanitizer on your tattoos?
Okay, I'm gonna tell this story for everybody, right? So my
remember that. I was like, wait a minute, you did that.
Oh my god, no. Right. So what happened was I got my alien tattoo and I went into the shop to the supermarket like immediately after to get antibacterial soap and what are the paper towels? That's what they're called, right? Kitchen roll. Paper towels.
What are the paper towels called? Paper towels.
Paper towels. What did you say earlier? What is an episode of a podcast called? Yeah.
So having good brain days, level. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I went and picked it up and I didn't really look at the bottle. Okay. It was right next to the soap. It was right next to the antibacterial soap. It said antibacterial and I went, great, antibacterial soap. Got it, got my paper towels. Went, paid, went home, waited till it was time to clean it. Went to clean it and put what I thought was antibacterial soap right onto my fresh tattoo that had been done 2 hours ago. And it didn't hurt immediately. The first second it didn't hurt, and then all of a sudden, like I couldn't tell that it was pain that was causing it. Like I don't know if you've ever had a pain that's so severe that you don't feel it, but I was sweaty. I like actually thought I was about to throw up. I got on the floor dizzy, like genuinely about to faint. And then the pain hit me and I was like, oh my God, what the fuck did I do? And then I realized it was hand sanitizer. So I was like trying to rinse it off, but like I've never felt pain like that in my life. Like, that is the single most painful thing I have ever done. And I've done a lot of dumb shit, but like I was really about to faint. I don't know how I didn't faint. Like it was so bad, but I can't wait because I want to get my next tattoo at the place I got the first one. And I want to tell them what I did so they can be like, this dumb fucking bitch. So that was fun. It was fun. The thing is, I didn't even want to get antibacterial soap originally because the last tattoos I used that 0% soap that's like nothing in it. But for some reason I was like, I should get antibacterial. What's even better than antibacterial? Pure fucking alcohol on a fresh wound.
Oh God. Yeah. It's your own fault for trying something new.
It is. I should never try something new again.
No.
Never.
You should stick to the old ways.
Exactly. But you're supposed to be helping me. What tattoo do I get? You know what else I wanted?
What?
But I can't figure out where to put this because I can't find a part of my body where like a horizontal triangle would work. You know that scene from Mirai Nikki where she's like looking in the mailbox? No, because perfect triangle. But you know the scene I mean where she's like looking in the mailbox and she's like, not gomenasai. What did she say?
Oh, oh, I can't remember. I haven't seen that show in ages.
Something
Yuki?
Yeah.
Probably.
But it's like a perfect, like with lines. So I would want
Yeah.
that, like really black. But that can't go as a tramp stamp, first of all, because that's too, it's not long enough and it's too bordery. But I don't know
Yeah.
where else it would go. I'm
You
saving
could
this
get
portion
it.
of my arm.
Yeah, you could get it like here.
No,
You
but
know,
I'm
so that when
saving
you.
this for something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is going to be for my Alice tattoos.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. You're a skinny ass bitch. It's not gonna fit anywhere. Could you put it like across your like shoulder blades, like between your shoulder blades?
I'm planning to get the tree of life, but as a cherry blossom tree. There.
God damn it!
Yeah.
You're making this too. Get it under boob. No, that wouldn't really work.
No, I want writing there. I want something in Cyrillic. No, you know what?
Don't get it.
I probably won't get it because it's not something I really, really want. I just think it would be cool. So I guess it's fine. I want to get Cyrillic on my ribs though, like here. But I wanted to. I don't really know what I wanted to say because I don't like quotes and I don't like phrases because I'm a miserable bitch. But like, so I kind of was thinking of it saying something like, I don't know, nothing matters, just because I take a lot of comfort in the fact that nothing matters. So yeah, I don't know. Just too many tattoos, so little body space.
I know.
I also want to get that dragon on my ankle from the time that we nearly got abducted. So there's that.
The time you nearly got abducted, we ran.
Okay,
we were fine.
I nearly got abducted.
You nearly got abducted.
Well, at least you guys were fine to like call the police if something. Tell your mother to call the police. So I'm not going to explain that story any further, by the way, for anybody wondering how those things are related in any way. I'm not telling you.
Fun times.
I'm trying to think if there's like any other mods I want that aren't tattoos. Like piercings are the most basic of the mods, I think, if you could call them that. But I don't really want.
Yeah, because they're not
piercings.
Permanent.
Yeah,
well, depending on what kind of piercing you get, they're not really permanent. Yeah, like I was kind of half joking about the elf ears. Like there's something I've been like, I feel like that would look good on me, and it wouldn't look like too, like, that's like I wouldn't want them to be like so pointed that people would be like, oh my god, you know, you got elf ears. Like I'd want them to look like my ears are just like naturally slightly elongated or something. But there's something that I've been like, oh, that'd be cool, but I don't think I'd ever like seriously get them.
well, I
And
think
like there are some there's some body mods that I see them and I'm like, that'd be cool, but I wouldn't seriously do that.
I mean, like there was when I was younger, I wanted a lot of them, and now it's not even that I don't like them anymore. It's just a case of like, do I really want to commit that much to something?
Yeah.
Like I don't. Like I had stretchers and stuff, and I want to restretch my ears, and I bought stuff to do it. I'm just so fucking lazy. This one's still a 10 millimeter. This one, I don't know. I can feel like a 2 or something. And like there's this whole running joke on in my live streams, by the way. I don't know if you know about this, about me having the back of my neck pierced, like my nape, because I used to have it pierced, but people kept asking like, oh my god, you had the back of your neck pierced. And now it's just a thing of people going, did you know she had the back of her neck pierced? Like, did you know Evangelina wait, did you have the back of your neck pierced? So it's just this whole thing. I had my septum, but that's gone. I used to want double nostril piercings, but to be honest, I don't want anything that's going to make my nose look any wider. So
your nose is perfectly proportioned to your face.
We're not turning this into a self-hatred episode, but I don't like my nose. But
I mean, I don't like my nose.
Does anybody like their nose?
I don't think so. It's funny because I always thought I had like a big nose. But when I went to get my nose piercing done, she was like, there's very little real estate here. And I was like, okay. Guess it's just big in proportion to my face. Either that or my mind's eye is skewed.
I think it's just your
brain. Yeah, it's not like I want to fix my nose. It's huge. It's just like if I was to point out one thing on my body I don't like, my nose is a little big, maybe, for me.
My nose wouldn't be the first thing I'd say in my list of complaints, but it's definitely like 5th or 6th. But like if I wasn't terrified of surgery, I'd probably get it done. Just like a little bit. Like I would want it to be less pointy and less wide. Not
I don't
entirely
know, I
less
think you got
pointy.
a cute little nose.
It's my ski slope. But I don't do cosmetic procedures count as body modifications technically? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I do fully intend on getting my lips done at some point. It's just getting it done. See, again, it's like, oh, I have to go do it.
Yeah.
I can't do it now, obviously, because there is a panorama, but I would like to. I used to want to get my ribs removed when I was younger. Not my whole entire ribs. Sorry.
There's a reason we have 12 people. If
Not
you
my
have
entire
13,
ribs.
sure, you can have one removed. But there's a reason we have 12.
Well, because like you'd hear stories about people doing it so their waists were thinner, and I've never had like a waist. I'm pretty straight.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted a waist. So I wanted to get that done. And then I think when I was like 17, I was like, I'm going to get my back teeth removed because I read that models do that to make their faces sink in more. And you know, my cheeks used to be a lot bigger than they are now. I just have big cheeks. It's just who I am as a human being. I'm half chipmunk in case it chipmunk. Pray thee tell, what is a chipmunk?
It's the evolutionary byproduct of a chimp and a chipmunk.
I was
It's a
thinking of
chipmunk.
like a chimp in like a gown doing some prayers or something.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Chipmunk.
You are obviously a monk of some kind.
Obviously. But like as far as doing actual like not cosmetic like modifications, there's nothing I would really do. I've always wanted fangs, and I had
Oh, yeah.
but like I don't want to fuck with my teeth. I have good teeth. I shouldn't fuck with them.
Yeah.
I'd
I've
be
shit
testing
teeth.
the gods. You should get fangs.
Fucked teeth.
Get fangs for both of us.
No, because I don't want to fuck with the only good teeth I've got. My canines are the only good teeth I have. All the
Fair.
other ones are fucked.
Fair.
Including the 3 adult teeth that never developed.
That's very sad.
Thank you, Mom, for that genetic fuck off.
I don't know where I got my good teeth from. It must have come from
You're
somebody,
lucky.
but
I would presume your dad, because Irish people generally have fucked teeth.
yeah, it's probably my dad. I think my mom has veneers, so it's probably my dad. But I don't know. I got my mother's nose though, and I will thank her for that because out of the two, she probably not
better
insult my parents like this. I apologize. But I'm trying to think.
I'm still peeved I didn't get my dad's red hair. Now I gotta fuck my hair by dyeing it all the time.
God, you should sue for emotional
Yeah, I'm gonna sue
damages.
my parents for my bad teeth and my not ginger hair. I spend so much
Why am
money
I
on my bad
blonde?
teeth and my not ginger hair.
I
demand to
got
be
my-
reimbursed.
I got acne from both my parents, so I would like to also sue for that. I think it must be worse on my mother's side because my sister still has it. So it's something
I never had
hormonal.
acne. I got lucky there.
So I got the teeth and you got the skin.
Yeah.
Basically. I'm trying to think if there's anything.
So
else
either if we had a kid, our kid would either be extremely fucked or extremely lucky.
one of those, yes.
Or
I'd like to think
one
we'd
would
have
be
a
one
really
and the other
good-looking
would
kid.
be the other. Huh?
Yeah. I'd like to think we'd have a really good looking kid.
Yeah, obviously.
Maybe it would come out ginger if my dark gene didn't win. Ooh, maybe it would have like ginger curly hair. Wouldn't that be
yeah.
cool? That might be nice. With
Ginger
good skin.
hair is always curly. What?
Really?
Ginger hair is always curly. Yeah. Think about it.
I've seen people, but do they just straighten their hair?
It might not be like your level of curly, but there is always a wave to ginger hair.
What about
because that's where I get my curly hair from, is the ginger. I'm not fully ginger, but I do have bits of ginger in my hair, and my hair is like slightly curly. I get that from my dad because my hair is curly.
I'm so
like my brother has like, you don't see it because his hair is usually so short, but you know, whenever my brother's had long hair, it's like gone really curly. Whereas my mom has like stick straight hair, and I've got curly hair. I get that from my dad. Well, it's weirdly curly though. It's not. I think I've broken you.
I'm shook I'm like, I can't cope with this. But the thing
I
is,
think I'm fairly sure that that's true. Also, gingers can't go gray.
excuse me, the fuck?
Yeah, something about the whatever makes hair colored and then turn gray doesn't affect gingers. Like my dad, the only parts of my dad's hair that are gray are the parts that were blonde before.
So weird. Oh my god, I can't cope with this information.
Like I think it might like lighten, like the ginger won't be as intense the older you get, but it doesn't go gray.
Do you have any gray hair?
Another reason why I wish I was ginger.
Do you have any though?
Any what?
Gray hairs?
I don't know. I don't even remember what my natural hair color is. I don't think I've got gray hairs there.
I have a couple floating around in there, but like they haven't increased in number. Like I got a couple when I was like 19 and they just kind of stayed and that was it. I mean, some of my, you can't see on camera now, but some of my hair is gray, but that's obviously dye. But I do have one or two. They're so thick. Gray hairs.
Yeah, gray hairs tend to be like thicker than the rest of your hair. It's weird. Our mutual friend Sky, her mom, has like gray in the front, not intentionally. That's like just the rest of her hair is dark. But Sky's mom, the front of her hair, well, the last time I saw her at least, the front of her hair was gray, the rest of it was dark. And I told her, I was like, you look like Rogue from the X-Men. And she was like, oh, thank you. I was like, I just find it interesting how like entire like sections can go gray, but like the rest of your hair is like stays normal.
My grandmother, not all of her hair is gray, which is really weird. And she's like 67. She's in her 60s and her hair is not entirely gray. Like she has a couple of grays. It's her hair still like, because I've dyed her hair for her a few times to do her roots and stuff because she dyes it blonde. She wants it gray, but her hair, like her roots are brown. It's so odd. I can't cope with that. I don't know.
My mom's hair is great because she usually gets it done in the hairdressers, but I was dyeing it because of COVID at home. But hers is like dark gray in some patches and then like light gray in other patches. I've noticed when I'm dyeing it. Like, yeah, it's interesting that there's like different shades of gray as well.
Well, my sister has like been phasing out the dyed bit of her hair for ages to just be all natural gray because I think her hair went gray when she was like 19, like entirely or something. But I haven't seen it in person. I should just be like, when I see her, can I feel your hair just to see if there's like different textures? And she'd be like, could you fuck off? Perhaps. I feel like on this note, now that we have completely gone off topic, we could probably call this a podcast.
We should call this a podcast. Is there any additional things you want to add about anything?
I have a couple of things to mention because they didn't come up, and I just need everybody to know that I did in fact have my septum pierced at one point. It did not look good on me. I do have my tongue pierced and you can't see it because it's in my mouth. And
I'm still surprised you got that because I honestly would have thought the whole idea of your tongue swelling up would have scared the hell out of you.
Yeah, but I got it done when I was like 15, and that was a time when I was a very different person.
Sure.
Nothing scared me. But like now, if I had to do it now, there's no way I could do it. But the story I wanted to tell, very, very short story. I got my belly button pierced when I was 15 because I had a hangover and I wanted to make myself feel better. So I got
no reason to get a piercing as any. At least you got a piercing and not a tattoo.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get any tattoos till I was 18. I waited. Although my tongue, or maybe it was my tongue. My mom said I could get my tongue pierced if I agreed to do my junior cert. So I got it before my junior cert, which like I was planning to do it anyway. Cool.
She really should have questioned that before she made a deal with you.
Yeah, well, because I kept saying I wanted to drop out of school, and I think she was worried I just wouldn't show up for my exams, which like, why would I do that?
So I mean, if you're I suppose.
I always showed up to the things I had to show up for. Let's be real here. That's all I have
Okay.
to add to this episode. Do you have anything you want to add?
No, I'm a boring basic ass bitch. Oh, leave a comment down below as to what I should dye my hair next, though, because I'm running out of hair dye.
Let
So
her
I need to
know.
go shopping soon.
And let
Yes.
me know what tattoo. I
And
should
not
get.
green though, or turquoise, because last time I dyed it turquoise, I had the green stuck in my hair for like 3 years. I'm not doing that again.
I still think you should do like lilac or something.
See, the last time I did that, it turned gray because
Yeah.
my hair was too yellow. Like, it was like a weird, gross, patchy gray. It was not gray.
Yeah, maybe not the best.
Woo.
Yeah. The last thing I'm going to say is do not get any tattoos if you're under the age of 18. It's just stupid and you probably shouldn't.
Another thing as well, I've seen people doing this. Don't freaking tattoo at home. People have been buying like self-tattoo kits and like, no, don't. Even like tattoo artists shouldn't be like tattooing in homes. Go to a studio.
Yeah, if somebody says that they can do a tattoo for you for €10 that the artist in the shop said is going to be €300, please do not get it.
Yeah. There's a reason they set prices that they set. Like, honestly, because I know from my cousin being like a tattoo artist and from like other people, like I know who are like, you know, in that kind of like tattoo piercing industry, that tattoo artists are severely underpaid. So whatever they're charging you for their work is not worth it for them. You're getting a deal no matter what. They're getting screwed.
Yeah, usually they get like half and the shop gets the other half, but it's even less in some places. So depends on the place. Yeah. So respect your artists. Please don't get the €10 tattoo. Don't try to pierce your own tongue. And if you're gonna get some crazy modification, consult a doctor. Oh, one last thing I wanted to add. I wanted to do suspension at one point in my life, but it's too much of a hassle to do it now. For those of you who can't see, Megan's doing a little uncomfortable dance. For those of you that don't know, that's when you get like hooks put in your back and you just basically suspend off the ceiling, and it's like performance art. I would still
it's like you get piercings for the point of like hanging. No, well, judging from how well your neck piercing ended up, I don't think your skin would behave well to a bunch of
Well, my neck piercing like came out because my hair kept getting stuck around it, but I wouldn't realize, and I'd like pull my hair because I like move my hair a lot, and it would pull the piercing.
I thought your body rejected it.
It rejected a lot quicker from pulling my hair.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a podcast on that weird note. Like, comment, subscribe, follow. Oh yeah, you can follow our Instagram and our Twitter at CACU podcast. You can follow me everywhere at Evangelina Scov. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch. I've been streaming a lot on Twitch actually. And you can follow Megan on YouTube at Megan McGrath, or on Instagram at either Megan_MCG, or if you want to follow Bones, you can follow Megan of Bones on Instagram. Thank you. I didn't stutter once. So proud.
The social media expert over here.
That's me. Companies hire me and pay me hundreds of thousands of dollars. Thank you.
Adam and Eve, get on her.
Adam and Eve sponsor me. Okay, bye.